What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Rough Man back with another video. So I'm reading these comments on this channel right here. Right, this is Woodward Sports. All right, did Ben Johnson sabotage the Washington Commanders game? The comments is where I'm at, bro, because these comments are just ridiculous, and I have to make a video on this. He didn't just sign with the Bears, man. He posted his HC team. I'm thinking his head coaching team members, LOL. He put a team together. This guy was gone 10 days ago. The Lions season was simply in the way. He didn't want to wait until February to get going. Dude had plans. Yeah, he had plans. He had plans to win the Super Bowl. Winning a Super Bowl doesn't just happen. It takes, you have to have one of the best teams. Everything has to go your way. He didn't plan 10 days ago like, yo, I'm just gonna sabotage the damn game so I could be out here and be a head coach somewhere else and have to rebuild and hope to win a Super Bowl. No, that's not what he's thinking. I lost all respect for Ben Johnson when he didn't even address the players after the game. This shows his true character. He was not focused on the game at hand or the Lions players at all. 31 likes, 9 replies. I completely understand losing respect for Ben Johnson, because how do you not address the players after that loss, okay? But to sit here and say that he was not focused on the game is kind of like really not understand how football works. Like, Ben Johnson didn't just, it's not just him calling the plays. Like, he's a play caller in certain situations. But Dan Campbell, the whole coaching staff is aware of what's going on. Ben Johnson is calling plays that everyone else is hearing and that everyone else is agreeing on. So to sit there and say that he wasn't focused on the game is saying that none of the coaches were focused on the game, and we know that's not true. It was very clear that Ben Johnson was distracted. That was the worst game all season, okay? Now this has 11 likes, right? Bless her heart, okay? To sit here and say this is the worst game all season, I mean, the hurt was probably the biggest hurt of all season, you know what I'm saying? Because it ended the season, but offensive production-wise, this was not the worst game all season. They put up 31 points. The Rams, they put up 20. The Bucks, they only put up 16. The Cardinals, 20. All right, 42, 47, 31, 52, damn, 24, okay, like 26, 52, damn, 24, 32. This was clearly not the worst offensive production-wise all season, with who Ben Johnson has the most say over, you know what I'm saying? But I understand it being the worst loss all season because it ended the season. I usually don't do this for these videos, but I feel like I must, right? We got to look at the actual game to see exactly what Ben Johnson had control over and why this whole narrative that he sabotaged the game is out there. It clearly wasn't Ben Johnson sabotaging the game. It was turnovers. All right. If you look at the score is 3-7. All right. The damn Detroit Lions are in the red zone. This is a 3rd and 1 situation. And then this happens, right? 3rd and 1 situation. You're in the red zone. You are expected. All right. There's expected points. You are expected at least get 3 points here. All right. The Detroit Lions were, if they don't convert on this, they're definitely going for it on 4th down. Right. And to get a bigger lead, we got an empty set, and this just can't happen. It's a fumble. Sack fumble recovered by the damn Washington Commanders. What did Ben Johnson have control over that for? I mean, what control does Ben Johnson have over Jared Goff fumbling the football? None of that. None of this is in Ben Johnson's hands. Now let's look at the play. For the people who don't know how play calling works in NFL, Ben Johnson calls a play, someone relays it through the radio. Dan Campbell sees this, everyone knows the play. They're like, this is good, let's run it. All right? The damn Commanders are in it. They're in a unique front right now. If you see, we got this guy right here playing a nose tackle, this guy right here playing a 3-tech, this guy right here playing a straight up 4 technique. We got an edge here. Right? So protection-wise, you know, Goff knows he has to get rid of this thing. He drops down. As he's stepping up, this is just great pressure on this side of the field right here. Dude gets in there, gets a hand of the ball. Lucky break for the Washington Commanders. Ben Johnson sabotaged the damn game. Now, I'm not trying to defend Ben Johnson's decision to leave the Lions or to go to the Chicago Bears. I personally felt like he should stay because the ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl, and this team is built for it. He's taking a big chance to go to the damn Chicago Bears and hope to win a Super Bowl. You have to rebuild this whole thing in his own image, while Dan Campbell already has this thing built and ready to go. But to sit here and say that he sabotaged the game, it's just not true. And I feel like my place in this space is to kind of like educate the people who don't really know how football works, to let them know, like, you know, there's a lot of these stories and all these things, but if you actually watch the tape, that's why I put tape don't lie. You see the tape doesn't lie. He did not sabotage. He wasn't checked out. Like, oh, bro, let me just pick Jared Goff in a tough situation. No, it was just tough breaks that happened towards the Lions. So the game's back and forth, right? After that fumble, all right, the Commanders just, they score. The Commanders, every possession the Commanders had up to this point, they put points on the board. Unfortunately, that fumble, the Lions weren't able to put points on the board. Now the score is 23-14, and we get an interception. A 2nd and 14 situation. How is this on Ben Johnson? Like, we got another empty set, right? Coach is cool with it. Everyone's cool with the play call. Goff steps up. It's a bad throw. This is a pick. Oh, Lord, this is the pick 6. So please, y'all, I'm done. I don't have to do any more of this. I don't have to, because it hurts me to see this, because like I said, I wanted this team to beat the Chiefs. I wanted this team to win the Super Bowl because I was covering this team, man. I wanted that. And it was just, this is not Ben Johnson's fault. It's not, right? This is just the Commanders capitalizing on situations that were just not normal, or not normal. Like the Lions were doing things that were not normal. Turn over the football, right? But even if they, and this is another thing, right? Let's say they were turn over the football. Let's look at this turnover, actually. Before, the Lions had the defense to create turnovers, right? But I mean, what happened to the damn defense? Everybody was injured. Everybody. We got the empty set. I mean, this is some kind of zone coverage, right? Goff's making his protections, pointing to Will or to Sam. He does his drop. Tim Patrick is wide open. Goff makes this throw. I mean, he has a high-low concept, right? If this guy right here, this is the guy that they're targeting. Right? He has to make a decision. Do I take the low guy or the high guy? It's 2nd and 14, so I'm shocked that he's actually taking the low guy. This was smart on Goff, because Goff had him basically think that he was throwing it to him, and the ball it got away from Goff. It got away from him, right? Maybe being too aggressive with this 2nd and 14 situation in his own end zone, or on, I call it the blue zone, right? Red zones is 20 yards towards the end zone is the red zone, right? When you're on your own, I call it the blue zone. So again, the purpose of this video is not to defend Ben Johnson's decision to go to the Chicago Bears. It's to kill the narrative that he somehow is sabotaging the Detroit Lions. Like he was out here planning on their demise. He wasn't all in when it comes to winning. Like that just isn't true, right? You can't get to this level of success half-ass. You won't. If Ben Johnson was half-ass, he would have never had that opportunity to be the head coach for the Chicago Bears. All right, but he had the opportunity because of the success they had in Detroit. Right, and trust me, man, I'm definitely gonna be keeping an eye on the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. I feel like Dan Campbell, he's the mastermind behind all this. His press conference, man, and this team that he built, and his experience playing in the NFL, right? I think is what really elevated this team, and he just found the right guys that clicked with him. You know, Ben Johnson has a whole, bro, he doesn't know what he's about to get into. Because it's not easy being the head coach, and it's not easy dealing with losses, because they're not going to come out there and look like the Detroit Lions year one. You guys remember how this thing worked. It took years to build this thing the way it is now. All right? Ben Johnson's starting from scratch. He's going to have a lot of bumps and bruises. So if you don't mind, take don't lie in the comment section below. Give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in my next one. I'm out. Deuces.